it's Marlenn from the Omni Adventurers, and today we are going to be talking about Splash Mountain leaving Disneyland and being replaced by the much-loved Princess and the Frog. Let's get right into it! Before we begin, please click that like button and click that subscribe button if you like our videos. Turn on those notification bells to not miss a single thing. Now, without further ado, enjoy the video. So what is happening at Disney right now? Disney Parks blog has reported that Splash Mountain is going to be retheming to Princess and the Frog. Yes, you heard right. The classic, beloved Splash Mountain is going away for good on both Disney parks, Disneyland and Disney World. But it's being replaced by the award-winning for both music and animation, Princess and the Frog. And I, for one, I'm so excited to see Tiana in the parks. She definitely doesn't get enough recognition, and there's a nice change of pace for the Disney parks. Now, Disney Imagineers have announced that they are very excited for this change. As Walt Disney said, Disney is an ever-growing park. It will never stop changing. And Splash Mountain seems like the perfect example of that. The project will be led by the same Imagineer that led the creation of Mickey's and Minnie's Runaway Railway, Charita Carter. In addition, Tony Baxter is coming back to the team. He is returning to help with the renovations of Splash Mountain. In case you don't know who Tony Baxter is the Imagineer that led the creation for Splash Mountain, and he is coming back on the project to move forward the change for Princess and the Frog. If that doesn't give you some hope that this ride is going to be absolutely spectacular, I don't know what will. So why the sudden change? Why is Disney suddenly wanting to change Splash Mountain into the Princess and the Frog? Well, some believe it might be pre-planned, while we believe it might be due to the current demand for racial equality for the Black Lives Matter movement, which is completely understandable. Unlike what some news outlets might have told you, the Black Lives Matter movement has not died down, and it's still going very strong, which is causing a lot of companies to make big changes for inclusion. That's a wonderful thing. It's exciting, in fact. Now, given that the origin of Splash Mountain is from a racist 1940s Disney movie called Songs of the South, it's completely understandable why we would demand for change of the ride. Here's some history about Songs of the South. Songs of the South was based on the Uncle Remus stories written by Joel Chandler Harris, a very, very, very white man. The Uncle Remus tales are African-American trickster stories, all written in a black regional dialect by Joel Chandler Harris.
What I said was, I'm gonna knock his head clean off.
This writing was stereotypical, appropriative, and racist. It also glamorized the life of slaves in plantations. The stories talked about the exploits of Brer Rabbit, Brer Fox, and other creatures. This movie was in fact so racist that Michael Eisner banned it from coming out on VHS and DVD. Michael Eisner stopped it from calling it Zippity-Dee River Run, and instead called it Splash Mountain, to promote the upcoming comedy with Tom Hanks called Splash. Did it work? No. Did it give it a more catchy name? Yes. Did it make the ride steer away from its negative connotations from Songs of the South? Kinda. People still knew where it came from, and there were still many petitions wanting to change the ride, and this still goes on to this day. Point being, Splash Mountain had racist roots and is inherently quite racist. Even after Bob Eisner, when Bob Iger took over, he said that the movie would never leave the Disney vault. And it still hasn't, which is why it wasn't released on Disney+. Some people believe it should come out for educational purposes. Other people believe it should stay where it is because we shouldn't give any more money to this movie, etc., etc. Tell us what you think. I'm really curious. I personally believe it should be out for educational purposes, and the public should be able to know the history behind the ride and the history behind Disney. However, everyone has different opinions, and they're all welcomed on this channel, so whatever you guys think, put it in the comments below. Overall, we believe Disney is following the Walt Disney way. Disney is deciding to be more inclusive by diversifying a very racist ride that can no longer stand in modern times. Now, we know that to many Disneyland park goers, Splash Mountain is their favorite ride. In fact, it's part of my top rides too, as well as Manny. But we welcome change, especially this one. Princess and the Frog is a beautiful movie, great music, wonderful visuals, and they're going to have an amazing Imagineering team to pull it together. So, although we are very sad to see Splash Mountain go, we are very excited for the change. And I can't wait to see what comes of it. Now, what can be expected of this ride? First off, it's going to be an amazing ride. I'm sure many of you will agree Princess and the Frog does not get enough recognition, especially in the Disney parks. And what best way to honor Princess and the Frog than with a ride? Oh my god. Beautiful, amazing. Not even Tangled gets that benefit. Tangled just has like a little tower. Okay, now that we know that it's gonna be an amazing ride, let's get really into what's gonna make this ride amazing. Now, Imagineers have told us that the ride is going to pick up right after the ending kiss in the movie. And we will join Princess Tiana and Louis, the crocodile, in a musical adventure until they reach their first performance of Mardi Gras. Personally, I am very curious how they are going to integrate the music into this ride, because in the movie, the music works as a way to move forward the plot. And seeing as this is starting at the end of the movie, I'm a little curious how they're gonna work that. So we know for a fact they're using the same layout as Splash Mountain, so the story needs to flow with the existing ride mechanics. The ending scene of Splash Mountain is always the resolution. So obviously the ending scene for the Princess and the Frog ride is going to be the Mardi Gras performance. We can expect the last song of Princess and the Frog to be playing. The ending scene and resolution of the movie is down in New Orleans. However, that is also the beginning of the movie. We can probably expect to see the song Down in New Orleans for both the beginning of the ride and at the end as the resolution. In the climax of Splash Mountain, we have Brer Rabbit about to be eaten by Brer Fox. Now, that is the most intense scene of the whole ride. So, I'm assuming that the most intense scene of this ride will probably have to do with the Voodoo Man. So, in the climax of the ride, we can probably expect seeing the Voodoo Man singing Friends on the Other Side as we drop down to our very, very wet doom. The ride layout won't be much different. We will definitely be seeing the same paths, but we can be expecting new animatronics. I don't know if they'll be using new technology. They're most likely going to recycle as much animatronics as they can from Splash Mountain, but I guess we'll see. We can also be expecting updated logs, just so it can look like we're going down the bayou a little more. Now, keeping all of this in mind, what is going to happen to Critter Country? Critter Country is highly themed around Splash Mountain, so we can expect a lot of changes. Critter Country might become a bigger New Orleans area, or it could possibly be re-themed to Princess and the Frog. However, that's not much of a difference, seeing as Princess and the Frog is still set in New Orleans, but I guess we'll just have to see what happens. The re-theming will have to overtake the Hungry Bear Diner, which we always eat at because, it's very inexpensive and it has a beautiful view. But, what has to go has to go. And it could also be taking over Winnie the Pooh, which is very disappointing for Manny because Manny loves Winnie the Pooh. And I enjoy Winnie the Pooh too, but we're really hoping they don't get rid of Winnie the Pooh because I don't know what I will do. Now, for our final thoughts, we love Splash Mountain, and we're really sad to see it go. Splash Mountain is one of those rides that really puts you into the Disney spirit, and it's just one of those rides that's become a staple into every Disney goer's day. So it's definitely sad to see it go, but This seems like a change that is necessary not only for Disney, but as a society and for us to grow. So we're excited for it. And I can't think of any better movie or franchise to replace it than Princess and the Frog. We're not 100% sure why Disney suddenly made the decision to announce a Princess and the Frog ride. Disney Imagineers have said that they've been planning to do this for over a year now. Maybe this was Disney's ways of showing that they are listening to the people and they hear us and they are welcome to change. And you know, if it wasn't and it was just a coincidence, that's cool too. We understand that a lot of people are disappointed about Splash Mountain's renovations. But Disney has said that they are not going to be doing renovations until a couple months after the park has opened. So you still have a couple months to enjoy Splash Mountain while you can. But we do encourage that you welcome change. But you know, some people just aren't for it. But we do encourage everyone to give it a chance. Well, that is it for Splash Mountain, everyone. We've reached the end of our video. So if you guys liked the video, please click that like button and comment down below. Tell us how you feel about this change. Are you excited to see Princess and the Frog as a ride and being more present in the Disney parks? Are you sad to see Splash Mountain go? Tell us how you feel about it. Please do us a favor and click that subscribe button, turn notifications on, and follow us on social media at OADV_media. I'm Marlenn Luna from the Omni Adventurers, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Rolling down the bayou. Okay.